All right. So we're recording. We're here from the our February Transformation Challenge, and we have our first nutrition call. So we're super excited to share with you guys. And I called it Nutrition 101.5 because I had to make some adjustments to Spencer's original one. And so Spencer created this. She actually has her degree in nutrition, and so what we really wanted to do with this presentation, we just kind of share the very basics of what nutrition is, what food is, what calories are, where they come from, and things like that. So if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to go ahead and put something in the chat group. But other than that, if you guys are ready to go, let's get it. So first and foremost, what is nutrition? All right. Nutrition is how food affects the health of the body, and food is essential, provides vital nutrients for survival, and helps us function and stay healthy. Food is comprised of two types of nutrients. We have our macronutrients, right, which include our protein, carbs, fats, and some people have alcohol in that category as well. They actually give the body calories, all right? So when we say calories, calories are units of energy, all right? So calories are not something to be afraid of. They don't make us like overweight. They don't hurt us. We want to have them in, right? Calories give us energy because they're units. That's what they are. They're units of energy, and we need them for our everyday life, all right? But food and nutrition also has micronutrients, right? Vitamins and minerals, and phytochemicals, and they don't provide calories to our body, right? So if you have ever seen like a multivitamin, it is 0 calories, but they are very critical to certain functions of our body and ensure that we operate optimally. All right, so our shakes, right? Everyone in here is pretty much on an Herbalife Formula 1 shake, has both our macronutrients and micronutrients. All right, has big things that provide calories, and then it's loaded with vitamins and minerals that our body can't create, called essential vitamins and minerals. Right, so there's 21 essential vitamins and minerals inside the shakes. All right, so let's just go over protein really fast. All right, so what are some of the myths that we hear around protein? Protein's gonna make me buff. Protein's gonna make me fat. Protein is I'm gonna gain muscle and look like a man. Protein's bad for me. I don't know. There's so many different ones. All right. Plant protein is not as good as meat protein, right? Meat protein is as good as plant protein, right? Essentially what protein is it's broken down, and it's amino acids, all right? And amino acids are the building blocks of protein, and that's what our body uses to help build muscle and heal. So it's found in both plant and animals, right? Beef, pork, chicken, wild meats, fish, seafood, eggs, soybeans, legumes, they all provide the body with amino acids, which are the building blocks, all right? And we need them for growth, development, repair, and maintenance of body tissues, all right? So proteins provide structure to the muscle and the bone, all right? Who here wants healthy bones? Raise your hand. Me. All right, good, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to raise your hand without a healthy bone. All right, it's going to repair tissues when damaged and help immune cells fight inflammation and infection. All right, so protein is crazy important for our immune system, right? I don't know anyone who has time to be sick. I know I don't have time to be sick, especially right now. So protein is going to help us, all right? Now, where you get your protein can vary based on what it is that you want, what it is that your taste is like, or what is it that your body can break down. And all of us have different type of digestive system that breaks down protein separately, right? Some people can break down milk protein better than others. Some people are really good with breaking down animal protein, all right? It all goes back to really where our heritage of cavemen and where we originated and where our families have spent centuries of their lives, all right? And so all you really need to do to figure out what kind of protein works best for me is just listen to your body, all right? If you're maybe eating that 3 to 4 ounces, all right, and you start to get really bloated, that protein may not sit well with you. And so you may want to look for something a little bit different, all right? When we talk about our lean proteins, we're talking about things that have less fat in it, right? And so our white meat proteins, right, our chicken, turkey, fish, all of those are typically going to have a little less fat than our red meats, pork and beef, all right? And then when we're going into our plant protein, there's only a couple actual plants that have that make up a full have all the amino acids for protein, right? Other ones you have to combine. So typically, soy is one of the only plant proteins that is a full protein. When you're having beans, rice, plants, and other things, you typically have to combine them to make sure that you're getting all the essential amino acids to get protein. All right. And so myth number one, does protein gonna make you look like a man? Well, if you're men, you're already gonna look like a man. Women, no. All right. It would take so much lifting, calories, and hormonal things to happen for you to gain muscle and look like a man. All right. Most of you have seen it nowadays when females are lifting consistently heavy and eating well, they're getting a very toned, smaller body. And only those that are really, really like trying to gain muscle mass have to do some type of hormonal stuff to make it happen. All right. And so definitely not. All right. So that comes back from the old school bodybuilding days when they used to have their protein shakes, right? Because people thought protein shakes would make you gain weight. But that was because those things were loaded with calories and they were made for bodybuilders. But now we have meal shakes and protein shakes that actually maximize the protein and limit the extra calories so that we can get the stuff that we need without all the extra stuff to make us grow. All right. So next we got carbs, carbohydrates. All right. How many of you have ever been afraid of carbohydrates? Just go ahead and put it in the chat. I know it's some of us. I think I've even done it before. So I'm going to type in me. Right. At one point, I was like, no, I don't want carbs, too many, can't have carbs after this time, can't have carbs after that time. Right. And all of that, we just really want to break it down to what our carbohydrate is. All right. So the main role of a carbohydrate is to provide energy and fuel the body the same way gasoline fuels a car. All right. So how many of you guys need gas in your car? Me, I do. All right. Unless you're not going very far or you're riding your bicycle. All right. So we do need carbs. It is our energy source. Our brain needs that as an energy source. And you may have heard of people doing keto and all this other stuff. Guys, don't worry about those things. All right. We think the healthiest way to keep a healthy body is to not cut out food groups. All right. So we don't want to cut out anything because when we reintroduce it, we may have an intolerance to it, and it could come back in excessive weight. All right. Are there people that have found it to be a great lifestyle for them? Most definitely, right? We talked about that, where everybody has a little bit of a different body. All right. But in the main thing of healthy, active living, we want to involve all of the macronutrients, our protein, carbs, and fats. All right. So where can we find carbs? Corn, beans, plantains, rice, tortillas, potatoes, root vegetables, breads, right? A lot of these things that deliver healthier carbohydrates, right? What are the ones we want to stay away from? The refined sugars, right? The sodas, the candy, the things that basically you shouldn't be having, or if you're looking to like make changes in your weight and have them go down, those are the ones that you should be having. But our whole foods, getting carbohydrates from whole foods in a reasonable amount, right? And balanced plate is absolutely perfect. And the reason why I say reasonable and balanced is because one time I've seen a whole plate of mashed potatoes and that wasn't balanced, even though it seemed a little flat. All right. When I'm talking balance, I'm talking carbs, proteins, and fats with your vegetables. All right. And so carbohydrates are for energy, right? And we need energy. Energy allows our body to do daily activities as simple as walking, talking, running, moving heavy objects, right? Sometimes concentration. Fuel is especially important for growing children and pregnant women, even at rest, right? So even when we do absolutely nothing, our body still needs calories to perform vital functions, such as maintaining body temperature, keeping the heart beating, and digesting food, all right? I think I put it in there. Oh, it must be in another one. All right. But when we undereat, we gain, it's a simple way to gaining weight, but I don't think it's on this slide. So let me go ahead and continue. All right. And fats. All right. So dietary fat found in oils, coconut, nuts, milk, cheese, meats, poultry, and fish provide structure to our cells. All right. Our body is made up of trillions and trillions of cells. So we need healthy fats, right, to help provide that structure and cushion to help prevent damage. They are also essential for absorbing vitamins, including vitamin A, and a nutrient important for the healthy eyes and lungs. All right. So we need healthy fats, right? Some of the ones we talk about the most within Herbalife are for heart health, right? We have our omega-3 herbal lifeline. We have a heart health product, CoQ10. That one is specific oils and fats for the heart's energy. All right. So avocados, like I said, nuts in there, all these things provide fat. And the only reason why we want to be a little bit more careful around them is because per size, right, as in like per grams of the weight of it, fats carry almost double the calories of carbs and protein. All right, so a normal serving of what protein would look like would almost be double the calories should you have something like that with protein or carbs. All right, so here are some of like our really explain like our vitamins and minerals. So those are our macronutrients. These are the micronutrients, right? Vitamins and minerals are food components that support overall health and important role in cell metabolism, right? When we talk about cell metabolism, that means taking energy from the food, right, and delivering it to our body, and neurological functions, all right? Who here wants to make sure that their brain is like working right? That's me. If I'm not working right, I'm in trouble. All right. The vitamins aid in energy production, wound healing, bone formation, and immunity and skin health. All right. Minerals are going to help maintain cardio health and provide structure to the skeletal system. All right. So consuming a balanced diet, right, including fruits, vegetables, dairy, protein, and grains to help ensure the body has enough macro and micronutrients. All right. And so sometimes, now that the food is harvested much differently than it was before, supplements are needed. And that's kind of why I was initially brought to Herbalife, was because I didn't feel good, even though I was eating okay. Now, I wasn't eating great, but I was eating okay. And what I realized in my first few days was that the vitamins and nutrients that my body really craved, once I received them, I was excelling in whole new levels. My body was performing differently. All right. And so our shake has it. And then I always recommend our Formula 2 multivitamin. All right. I want to talk about it really fast because it's so important for us to make sure that I would rather be topping off my vitamins than falling short in them. All right. And so our Formula 1 and our Formula 2 actually give you 114 of your 116 necessary nutrients that your body needs every day. All right. The only two you're missing, which you're probably in your shake, is water. And since you're making it, you're breathing, and oxygen. All right. So Herbalife in their Formula 1 and Formula 2 provide you all the nutrients your body needs for daily life. All right. And so these are some of the other vitamins, and iron being one of the biggest one, right? Especially for our ladies, helps with the blood transport oxygen throughout the body and prevent anemia. All right. So iron is found in, obviously, we have in our products, and we have Spencer. Look at Spence. She put this one together. She just got off from work. What are some of your favorite iron high foods? Foods higher in iron. Beans. Olive oil. She can say. She may get a little bit more, but I put her on the spot because she's a genius. And sometimes you just got to do that. So if you look at the meal guide that we just posted in today, how many guys got the meal guide? Isn't it lovely? I love it. All right. It's going to show you what a balanced plate should look like. And really, when we're talking about our calories, we want to get about 30% of our calories from protein, right? About 40 of it is going to be coming from 40 to 45 coming from our carbohydrates, which includes grains, fruits, vegetables, right? And about 25% is going to be coming from our fats, okay? So when we talk about balance, that's what we're looking at. And so when we say more protein, We mean it, all right? Most people are under eating protein, all right? Uh, Building blocks include protein for growing babies in the utero, child and adolescent growth, repairing damaged skin, blood, and other body parts. All right. So we want to see protein in every single meal, right? Protein and fiber are going to be the two biggest resources you have for staying full and what's it? Satiated, full and satiated. And I always forget that word. All right. But it's going to help you so you're not as hungry. All right. So that's one of the biggest things that we focus on is making sure we're getting in that good fiber, that good protein, so that as we're eating an adequate amount of food, right? For most of us, we're eating more than we did from when we started, or some of us may be eating a little bit less, but as we're getting in that food, it's all balanced and it's helping us stay fuller, longer, especially as we're getting in our gallon of water a day, right? Keeping our body hydrated. All right. So here's a simple metaphor that we can use when we're talking about food. Okay. And so when we're conveying rich foods as carbohydrates, we want to go as go foods. As in there, that's what makes you go. That's what gives you energy. Protein rich foods is going to grow. It's going to help us grow our lean muscle mass, going to help us repair things. And then colorful produce as glow foods, right? And literally, like you're going to glow, like your skin's going to change. You're just going to appear healthier, right? That they're going to help and protect us from lots of different things, right? Our vitamins A, C, and E are really key in our antioxidant support. All right, so here's a quick recap. All right, so food as fuel, right, and carbohydrate for energy, right? So we need food and we need carbs. Food and protein. Proteins are building blocks, all right? Building blocks to keep our structure. Also going to help with skin, right? So as we're losing weight, it's going to help us keep our skin nice and toned. Growth is made possible by good nutrition, healthy blood made by iron-rich foods, healthy bones by having calcium-rich foods, and that doesn't mean just milk, right? There's a lot of other foods that have more calcium than a glass of milk, and we actually recommend that you kind of vary and start to use alternative forms of dairy milk. All right. Healthy eyes by eating foods with vitamin A and phytochemicals, and then vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals that serve as helpers and help the body glow. All right. So that was like our super basic introduction into like nutrition. Does anyone have any questions or maybe like learn something that maybe you didn't see before, or just feel a little more comfortable around food now? Hope so. I think I've seen some head shaking, so that works for me. All right, so do this at home. All right, so for fat loss, eating within a healthy range of calories. Okay, not enough and not enough and too many calories can lead to fat gain. All right, so we're not worried about weight gain. We want to worry about fat gain. All right, or not weight loss, but fat loss. Okay, and so a deficit of 500 calories in versus out is what we typically recommend to have a nice, healthy fat loss. All right, and I like to explain it as a fire. Okay, so if you ever try to start a fire before, all right, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, well, you can learn right now. All right, so when you're starting a fire and you only put one piece of wood in, how long is that fire going to burn? Not very long. It may not even get started, right? There's not enough energy there. All right, if you put a ton of firewood on, and unless you put a ton of like gasoline on it, all right, and you try to start a fire, it's not going to burn. Reason is it gets suffocated, and fire needs air. All right, so same like our bodies, we put in too much food, it's going to take too much time for our body to try to use it. It's just going to store it as fat. All right, but if you have a nice reasonable amount of firewood and you continue to feed it as the evening progresses, then the fire is going to keep burning nice and warm. All right, so you don't just throw it all at once, you bring it in throughout the day, and that's how we like to eat, every 2 to 3 hours, to keep our metabolism burning, our energy going, and our fire going. All right, so on nutrition labels, the first 6 ingredients matter most, and that's what's going to be mostly inside of whatever it is that you're eating. All right, so our biggest one is if you're having, let's say, like peanut butter. The number one thing on peanut butter should be peanuts. All right, if it says sugar, if it has something else, you might want to stay away from it. All right. But our snacks, making sure that they're protein based. Water, you guys are killing it with your water, getting in that gallon. Digestion, absorption. We should be going to the restroom. Nope, almost 1 to 2 times a day. All right. And then sizing with your hands, right? You got the cupped hand for. Sorry, I'm trying to see it. For your complex carbs. All right, your 2 cupped hands for veggies. Really, you could do or when it comes to veggies, you can have as many handfuls as you want. A palm, right, for your lean protein, and a thumb or so for your peanut butter oils, right, and fats. So, all right. So that's all that I have for the nutrition part. Now I want to highlight someone who's been like absolutely phenomenal. She's our coach of the week, and I want to help introduce you guys to Atalia. So Atalia, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. So there she is. All right. So Atalia, will you help share a little bit of your health journey with us and what's happened?
Well, I started mine after I had my second child, my daughter. I mean, I already had her for 3 months, gained 15 pounds even after I had her, had no energy, just hated how I looked, didn't want to go anywhere, I just didn't have any confidence in myself. And after I started, 6 months after I started, I was down 28 pounds. Once I got my nutrition in the way that, with the help with my coaches, I was able to get the energy to keep up with my kids. They're only a year apart, so I had to have a lot of energy to keep up with them. I started getting more confidence in myself and liking going out and getting new clothes. Was able to talk to more moms who are struggling in that sense. By no means do I say that Herbalife healed me or anything, but after I started taking Herbalife and started taking care of myself, I was able to wean off of my depression medicine. And haven't had to take it. The kids love to work out with me. We have a workout. It's kind of something that I push them to the side, because once I'm dying and on the floor, they'll tell me, "Is that enough? Aren't you gonna do some more?" I'm like, okay. So been on this journey for 2 years now, and I was able to lose the 28 pounds, and then I was able to with the help of the nutrition, was able to go back up a few more pounds with muscle, and I'm back down now. So I'm, you can kind of play with the nutrition the way that you want to, and the way that you want to look is not just to get skinny and not the way that you want, basically. So I love this journey. I don't plan on stopping. I can tell the difference when I stop taking it, because I start feeling bloated and not how I want to feel. So there's no way that I will be stopping the product at all.
Awesome. And Natalia, what do you do part-time or full-time for work?
I am a paraprofessional at a school for the severe and profound, mainly with a lot of autism. Mm-hmm. And that's my full-time job there at the school every day. And obviously, mom.
And you're a mom, obviously. And then what do you do part-time with Herbalife? About how much extra are you making? And you said you just kind of recommend it to people, but just through wearing your button.
I started actually working with the business a little bit less than a year ago, and I started bringing home about $100 a month right now. So with that, it's $100 I can, last year when we started getting the check, I started putting it to the side for Disneyland. We go out to California every year, so that helps us just put it to the side. It's money that technically we don't see. So as soon as we get it, put it to the side, and we didn't lose any,
Awesome. Well, I mean, Herbalife doesn't claim to cure anything, right? But when you give your body good nutrition, amazing things happen. And so Atalia has been absolutely inspirational. I know the next challenge she's gonna help those people, right? She's making extra $100 with me. She's helping someone with their nutrition, and I can't wait to see her and her clients grow. But definitely doing this on a part-time, using being able to plug into this challenge and not only challenge our clients but challenge yourself has been awesome. So thank you so much for sharing. Give it up for Atalia, everybody. Put it in the chat, Tyler. Give her a high five, or Tyler, thank you so much. Look at that. Amazing. 28 pounds in 6 months. Absolutely phenomenal. All right. And so we got a little bit time left, and so I want to go ahead and do the raffle. All right. So now is probably the time some of you guys have been waiting for, right? So, all right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen really fast. And I didn't take out any of the names, so if they're not on, we just won't have them. All right, so all the names have been put in. You guys ready? You guys can unmute yourself and tell me if you're ready or not really fast. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Who's ready for it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. $25 Amazon gift card going to, we got to record this one. I got to record this one for the gram. Hold on, I'm getting it out. I have like limited time left. All right, here we go. So the winner of $25 in the first week of our transformation challenge is, oh no. Well, that was not what I thought was gonna happen. I don't know. All right, well, I'm gonna have to take a video of it. That was not planned. I should have played with it a little bit more. My bad. That's embarrassing. I'm gonna record it and then I'm gonna put it in because we have like 3 minutes left. I'm so sorry. Let me see. Yeah, it just completely erased it. That's a bummer. All right, guys. Well, I recorded that, so that'll be fun. You guys can laugh at me later on Instagram. But the chat is going to close in 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. I'm so sorry.